Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to finally the Grandmasters Gauntlet tips and guides video. I know you guys been waiting for it. I have been working on it behind the scenes, so here it is finally. It took quite a lot of time, but it will be helpful whenever the quest will come back again, and we still got 9 days to finish it off, so I'm sure we will get there. So let's jump right into it. First, let's start with the path info. So there are going to be 4 paths with 5 defenders each, and every defender has their own set of nodes that we will discuss later. But some of the key fights that need to bring counterspar are going to be Tyrex with powerful from afar, and there's a very annoying defensive debuff immune Spider Ham as well. And then there's going to be a Korg with a Mix Master and Dragon Man with Aspect of Evolution in Path 2. And Path 3 is pretty easy, to be honest. If you have a Ghost or any counter for evade, you can easily do that. But there is a very annoying Mojo there, so there are some champions that you can bring against Mojo. We will discuss that again later. This is just an overview. And for Path 4, there is a very tanky Sasquatch with Life Cycle and Recovery. And there is a Void as well with Power Shield and Shifting Immunity. Now what I love about this challenge that it is difficult, it is hard to do, but it's not something that if you don't have skill you cannot achieve. Or if you're somebody like me who's not very skilled, you can, still wait and get those revives and farm pots, and then you can go it and still do it without using any units. Now having said that, there are a few champions that are just absolutely amazing for this one. So you have a Corvus, you have your Professor X, Ghost, Aegon, Magneto, Apocalypse, Archangel and Quake. If you have any one of these champions, make sure to bring them along. There's also another one, Cable with Apocalypse, works very well. So the way you build up your team is there's an Excel sheet that is attached. You can make a copy of it and you can work on it. I've explained on that as well how to make your team. So if you look at the right side of the screen, there's a blank sheet right now and I've only listed the defenders and the tough fights are in the red. So what I'm gonna do is I have a rank 3 Magneto, so I'm gonna play to my strengths and I'm gonna use Magneto a lot. So as you will notice that I am filling up all the metal champions and putting Magneto in front of them because that is gonna help me. So once I have that down, then I will try to fill up with as much as possible with these 8 attackers that I have here. So that will cover most of my fights. Once I'm able to cover these fights, then 1 or 2 fights that are remaining, I can find fight specific counters. So check your roster, get any one of these champions and make sure to bring them along and write them in front of the name of the defender you can easily take out, and then we can go on to the next step from here. But remember, play to your strengths. If you have a rank 3, use him. That's going to be really helpful. So once you have your main attackers down, so in my case that'd be Magneto, that would be Corvus Glaive, and as well as Archangel that are already mentioned there. They are covering most of the fights. So now I have some few fights left over that I need to fill up. So that is going to be T-Rex, Thing and Korg. One thing you really need to make sure that when you are selecting your main attackers, make sure to cover those red fights. For example, Spider Ham is going to be with Corvus Glaive, and same goes with Dragon, and that's going to be with Magneto. And then there's Magneto also for Mojo. I can also use Archangels as an alternate attacker, and same goes for that Sasquatch, is very important to deal with. That is going to be Archangel. Now, specific counters, I brought in a Namor for Tyrex, and then Namor can also work for Korg, he can also work for others, so you can play around and write them down there. Just make sure your red fights are covered because they are very important. What kind of nodes are on them, we will discuss them in detail once we go to the through the walkthrough for the bats. But yeah, that's how I would build my team. First I will put the main attackers to cover most of the fights, and then I will fill up them with the path specific counters. Once I have that, then I will write down the nodes. Then okay, where can Corvus get the charges? Same way you can write down where, if you're using Professor X, where he will get his Cerebro charges, so you can write them down and plan it out easily. By now you should have all of your notes written down and your team ready, that okay, what champions you're going to use for what fight, what are some alternate champions that then go in. And you can also have your notes like, okay, from where your champions can get charges in case of Corvus, in case of uh, Professor X, or where does Aegon ramp up. So stuff like that you should have written up right by now. After this, you need to plan out your boost. So there are some specific fights where you have to use boosts that will help you or not. It depends on you. This is an example that I'm doing. I am more planning to use a mutant team, so I can only use a mutant boost. So it depends on you what kind of a team you bring. So just giving you an example, now you will notice on the notes I am writing, okay, what kind of a boost I need and everything. So I will write them down for every fight, and then I will fill up budget revives, like how many revives I think I would take me. Now if I look at the first fight at Doom, I know it will not take me any revive because he's a metal champion and Magneto can make short work of him, especially a rank 3 Magneto. So I would, instead of writing, I would usually write a 0, but I just wrote 1 just for being on the safe side. But you can restart the fight for the first path. It's not that difficult. The main difficult fight is going to be Terex, so that might cost you 1 or 2 revives if depending on your champions available. So you can budget the revives, all of them till the end, and you will know how much revives ballpark you need. And then you can just go to the story quest 4.1.6 and you can just autoplay it. It's simple, easy now with the autoplay version. You can easily get those revives and get them ready. Also, there is also story quest 5.3.6. You can get them for there as well. But 5.3.6 is more for your energy refills, and 4.126 is more for your revives. I have been able to get 10 to 12 revives in a day, and I do not have to spend any extra energy or extra units, and I can farm them very easily. So getting to 1450 in 4 days is very easy, and that would be more than enough for any kind of attempt on this path. And for your boost, your attack and health boost 20%, 15%. If you have a 30%, that works. I don't have them usually. And very important are your boosts depending on what champion you're going to bring. If you're going to bring Corvus, if you're going to bring Ghost, or if you're going to bring Professor X, are your 200% class and 12% special boost. That would be really helpful for this part. So make sure to stack on them before you start, so you are all your bases covered. And when you are farming your revives from the quest, make sure to finish the quest and kill off the boss, because that will reset it, and the next time there will be something else that will pop up. So if you go into 4.1.6 and a revive doesn't pop up, that's okay. Look for the best option there. There's usually a team health pot, or there's usually a energy refill, or maybe a level 2 pot. Take that part, finish the quest, and the next time you come in, you will find a revive as well. So it's very important to finish the path. And finally, we have to look at the pots and the masteries. Just go into Realm of Legends and pummel that Winter Soldier and get all of those pots. Just restart quick and go back in, bring a strong team and build up your pots. I would say, depending, if you are somebody who's just a new Thronebreaker like me with 1 rank 3, I think 40 to 50 pots will be enough if you pick up the right team. So you can do that. I am myself planning to finish this in the last 3 days. I'm just farming away, so you could do the same. And there are 2 setups you can use, suicides and non-suicides, depending on what kind of a champion you're going to use. I'm going to use non-suicides because I am planning to bring in Professor X and a few champions that use a lot of specials. If not, if you're going to bring in somebody like Ghost, or you're going to use somebody like Corvus, you can go with suicide masteries, but there will be certain fights you will have to switch them up. So we'll go into detail on every fight coming up next. Now jumping into path 1, we have a Magneto that has Particle Protector and Bubble Shield, then we have a Terex with Energize and Galactic Intervention, and then there's going to be a Vision with Power Bond and Surging Vengeance, an aspect of that, and then there is going to be a MODOK with Stun Vulnerability and also Hard Knock Life with an SP1 Unblockable, and finally there is going to be a Defensive and Debuff Immune Spider-Ham. So here on this part, the key fight is going to be Spider-Ham and Terex. They are the annoying fights here. So there are quite a few different champions. You need to look at your Excel sheet that is also in the description linked below. You can use that to build up your team. Look at the champions that you brought in, what is your plan, and go accordingly. Now for me, the first fight is from Buddy Lee, an amazing YouTuber. I love his content, and he is taking out Doom with I-Hulk. Now for Doom, you can easily bring in any Excel champion and you can take it away. You'll notice I've mentioned some champions there that you can use. You can use a Magneto with parry heavy and SP3, or you can use an Archangel with just parry heavy and the Neurotalk things will take over. Hulk is also an option. There will be no damage reflected back, so because he's an Excel champion, and Big Daddy Apoc is going to do amazing as well. Or you can use any Excel champion. It can be Mole Man, can be anyone, as long as it's an Excel champion. Next up, it's an annoying fight that is a Tyrex, and a difficult fight, at least in my opinion. So he has a lot of passive damage, which is rock shield, so you need some way to either neutralize that or to deal with him with his not give him special attacks. And with all of his extra power gain, he is gonna hurt a lot. Now some good champions are gonna be Namor, but you will need him at SIG 200, so you can just return all the damage and he will be very aggressive and he will have a lot of power gain because of Energize 2. So once he has his rock shield active, he cannot throw a special, so you can just take him to a corner and do all of those corner intercepts and you can bring him down. Another way is going to be with magic. You can just power lock him and then he is a piece of cake. Another one is going to be Gulk, because Gulk Face Me will be active, so he won't take much damage. And there's also Gambit. There's a really nice video. Make sure to check the comment section. I have pinned a comment on which the Excel sheet is also available, and there are resources down. I have taken videos from different YouTubers and put them all together, so it's easy for you to find, and it's also a great community effort to bring you the best guide that is possible. I can't thank enough to KT1, Swida, Karate Mike, Monash, Metal Sonic Dude and Buddy Lee for allowing me to use the footage from their runs. So thank you very much, guys. Then moving forward, there's going to be a Vision with Surging Vengeance, which can be easily controlled with a magic or any power control champion, or a champion who can eat an SP3 like Magic with Hood, or even a Magneto. And then you have a Modok, simple and easy. He will just have hard knock lives, will give you disorient, reducing ability accuracy. So bring a champion that can bypass that. So you can bring in a Magneto with Pacify, or you can bring in Archangel or Apoc. Those are your best options, and other champions can also take him out. Now Spider-Ham, it's the most annoying fight here. You will need an evade counter first and foremost, and then he will be very defensive, so you will have to constantly bait his SP1 out. So it's annoying in a fact that he's defensive, but then if you keep throwing his specials out and you have an evade counter, you can deal with that. Next up is going to be part 2. That is going to be with Weapon X, Thing, Korg, Dragon Man and Black Panther Civil Warrior. Now the nodes are there in front of you. We will go one by one with every fight and discuss them in detail. So the first one is going to be Weapon X, who will have recovery and buff duration on him. And he's a metal champion, so you can take him out with a Magneto, Archangel, Warlock, Vision, or even a Professor X and stacking up those all of those prowesses. Or you can also bring in Apocalypse here, so he's a pretty easy champion to deal with. You just need to be careful with his rage. When he goes into rage, just run away from him, have an SP3 handy to create that distance, and that's about it. Next up is going to be a Thing. Now he's also very simple fight. He has shifting immunity, bleed poison, unblockable and oscillate. So the only thing you need to take care about is oscillate, his SP1 and SP2, and you need a champion that can control his rock stack. So Apocalypse has bleeds on his heavy, so you can control that. Then there is also Shang-Chi, there's also Kingpin, there's also Proxima Midnight. There's quite a few champions that you can use. Check the comment section again. I keep saying it again and again. There are different links from different YouTubers using different champions, so that will help you out there as well. And the most annoying fight for this part, in my opinion, is going to be a Cog with a Mixmaster, Flux Dispersal, Gas Drop, and Aggressive. So he's going to be on your face all the time, and he's going to miss if you use the same attack twice in a row. So you need quite a bit of skill here to deal with this fight. It can be done with Doom and Magneto as well. And then you can also bring in some evade counters like Apocalypse after he has his evade charges up. So that can work. You can use Omega Red, you can use Professor X, and also Falcon. So there are different ways, but this is quite an annoying fight. You can budget up to 5 to 10 revives on this depending. I usually keep in mind whenever I go in, even if I block his specials, I try to take 20% off in one revive, and I can bring him down in 5, so I don't have to worry much about it. Next is going to be a Dragon Man. He is going to have Power Bond and an expert of evolution and stun immunity. He's a bit difficult to deal with, but one of the easiest ways is with Magneto. There's a video by Wade Trilson. It's linked in the description, in the comment. Make sure to check it out. Apart from that, you can use somebody like She-Hulk. You can keep baiting his SP1 out and you can go back in and hit him and kill him. And also Human Torch will work and along with Ghost. So different options, but this is going to be an annoying fight. So once you have these two fight away, then Black Panther, Civil War is there. Again, not that difficult a fight considering the others. Just bring in a Archangel or a Ghost, even Apocalypse will work, and as well as Corvus. My personal favorite is Corvus. You by this time you will have 3 charges. Just slap on a 200% boost and then just cycle your SP2s and you will kill him really fast. You need to be careful because he will have Footloose and also he will have Armored Assault. So whenever he will have armor, he will go unblockable. So you need to be careful about that. You can hit him in his block as well to bait out his specials, but then be careful with his unstoppable. And yeah, that's part 2, guys. Again, make sure to check the comment section. There are different options with all of these fights, and big thank you again for all the guys who've let me use their videos for this guide. I appreciate it. Next up is going to be a part 3 in which my opinion is the easiest path on this quest. That is going to be a Nightcrawler, which can be killed with literally any champion. All he has is enhanced abilities and critical and the best defense. The best defense will enhance his ability to evade, but you can easily kill him with an evade counter. And also there is going to be a Spidey Gwen, window of opportunity, stun, one-eyed open, and force of will. So you cannot reduce her ability accuracy, and she has the best defense. And if you stun her, if you parry and you try to hit her, all the damage will be returned because of one-eyed open. And there's window of opportunity stun, so you cannot stun her, but if you get a stun her, there will be reflected back and then the shield will go off cooldown. So you need to play very careful, and you'll need to block out a lot of hits. So make sure you bring a champion that can easily deal with. The key fight is going to be Spider Gwen here and also Mojo. So with Spider Gwen, good champions that work are gonna be APOC. Ghost works really well here. Venom works really well, does not allow her to evade at all, and also Professor X. Again, there are different videos in the comments, make sure to check them out. And then there is going to be your Domino. Now Domino has power shield on him. I would suggest you to just bring in a champion with a lot of heavy specials, or bring in a tech champion so you don't die of critical failure and all of that damage. So Professor X will work, Apocalypse will work, Ghost will work, Warlock will work, as well as Corvus with 200% boost and SP2 cycling will work. Your main key fight in this section is going to be a Mojo. Now I'm going to use a Magneto against him because he's a metal champion. Gulk can also work against the Degen. Also you can bring in Archangel and kill him off quick. And he's a Mystic champion, so Human Torch will also kill him fast. Or you can bring in a Captain America Infinity War who will also help you with Thanos boss, and you can just parry and heavy and do not have any buffs on you, because whenever a buff is nullified on you, he can give you degen. So that's the best way. Try to kill him off faster, because the more you revive against him, the more charges you get, and the degen is going to stack up really fast. And the final one is going to be an Immortal Abomination with Sadist and also Crippling Failure under pressure. It's not really a hard fight, just bring in any champion that is poison immune and you can take him out. There's a really nice video by Karate Mike and he has taken him out with a ghost, so you can check that out as well in the description. And also you can Archangel him down as well. It might cost you 1 or 2 revives, but it's not that much of a difficult fight. So the key fights are going to be Mojo and as well as Spider Gwen here, but I believe it's one of the easier parts out of the 4. So yeah guys, again, it all starts with your planning, and make sure you check out that Excel sheet that I've attached, and you will find that in the description, the link to it. Make sure to download it and make up your team before you jump in. If you plan your boost right, this domino should be a piece of cake, and all of this part can be done easily because you brought in the right champions. Jumping into path 4, the defenders are going to be Apocalypse, Sasquatch, Killmonger, Void, and Nick Fury. Now we'll go through one by one with each fight. Now with Apocalypse, he's going to have genetic refinement, electric fluctuations, and coolant leaks, so you cannot use a robot champion. I would suggest you to bring a champion, somebody like Magneto, because he can magnetize him, and as well as She-Hulk because he's an Excel champion. You can also bring in Magic and power lock him, and he will do nothing after that. Or you can use Professor X and Apocalypse, but you need to be good at evading his SP2. Just use forward combos and push him to an SP2. When he throws an SP2, when he starts throwing projectiles from his gun, the first projectile when it reaches the mid of the screen starts swiping back 3 times and you'll be easily able to evade it. So hope that helps. Next up is Sasquatch, who is pretty annoying with his life cycle and recovery and hard knock life too. So all you need to do is to bring in some heavy champions that can deal him some good damage and bring him down to 30%. When he is down to 30%, he will start healing, and with recovery it will be amplified. So that's the point. You will need a champion that can heal block him. So your Archangel, your Human Torch will work, your Warlock will work. If you're a quicker, that will work. Also, I find She-Hulk works really amazing because she can stack up all of those Furies, and the timing on them is increased because of the Excel champion. And if you're going to use a Gulk for the Terex fight and Mojo fight, that will also play nicely with the synergy with She-Hulk and help you out here. Next up is going to be a Killmonger. Now with Killmonger, with his reverberation and polka dot power and sharpened claws, he can be pretty annoying, but it can be taken out with champions like Ghost, because Ghost can gain power even there's polka dot power when the opponent misses. You can also bring in Archangel, you can also bring in Namor. They all work really nicely here, or Magic can also work here, so it depends on you what champion you want to bring in. Also Corvus works really nicely. You can just armor break and keep hitting him. It might cost you 3 to 4 revives with these champions, but it can be soloable as well. But our job is to have a good plan, farm the revives, have the pots ready, and not use any units. And then there's going to be a Void with power shield and long distance relationship, so it's a high risk and high reward kind of a fight. Bring in champions with huge special attacks and use 200% boost, and you can kill him off really quick. Make sure to remove your suicides, that will help you a lot. So champions like Archangel, Professor X, also Shang-Chi, and as well as Mole Man will work. Just throw your SP2s or use Shang-Chi like KT1 did for a longer fight, so that would work as well. And finally there's going to be a Nick Fury. So with Nick Fury, again, he's going to have Vigor, Kinetic Transference, and Lionheart. So you can use Kinetic Transference to always push him to an SP2, so you don't have to deal with his SP1. And the different champions that work are going to be Professor X, and as well as Namor, Archangel, Colossus. Any bleed immune will work as well. So it's just a long fight. The first life will go away, then into the second life, or you can always close the game and restart and start with the second fight, but then it's upon you. That is an exploit that you can use, and that can help you out. The boss fight is going to be a Nameless Thanos. He will go through different phases because of his Infinity Gauntlet. So the first one is going to be his Evolution Stone. Whenever he will activate that, when he throws at SP1, he will have that armor around him for bleeds, and if you hit him during that, you will get huge bleeds on yourself. All the abilities are mentioned on the right side of the screen. He has a lot of them. I hope you can read it. Anyways, I will explain it to you as well. Now his power cannot be manipulated in any way, so he will keep gaining power like Doctor Strange, and that cannot be manipulated. And whenever he will have an SP1, he will throw it out for the first phase, that is going to be the evolution armor with the evolution stone. So you just need to run that out, and then you can go and hit him. Some amazing champions that work against him are going to be your Archangel, your Captain America Infinity War, Professor X, also Hyperion, as well as Aegon. At this point can just shred through him within 2 minutes. And if you're a Ghost player like Karate Mike, the one video I'm going to feature, that's some amazing gameplay, you can also use him as well, because Ghost with Hood will help you a lot in the third phase. Guys, make sure to check out the description or the comment section. I have a pinned comment in which I have mentioned each and every phase separately, so you can jump on to the different ones with the timestamps, and also show some love to some of the links that I've given down below from other YouTubers as well. That is very fight specific counters for every fight, so that might help you as well. And also there's a team builder sheet there that you can use to build up your team and plan out your path. So once you open up that sheet, it is explained with steps how you do it. I find it to be the easiest way that works according to your roster and your strong champions. So I hope that helps, guys. And once you bring him down to 65% HP, he's going to go into his second mode, that is going to be the Nightmare Stone. Now here he will go up to special 2 and that will be unblockable just there, and you will notice that he will throw projectiles towards you, and the one that is a bit thicker is the one that you need to evade. You just need to be careful and keep your eyes open for that. And once you evade that, there will be a degen applied on you that will remove 80% of your health, but then after, once the effect expires, 100% of your health will be returned back. So yeah, you just need to be careful about that, and then you lay in the damage to Thanos and easily bring him down to his other mode that is going to come up at 30% health. Now some champions that work amazing here, that is going to be, the best one is going to be an Aegon. You can also bring in Hyperion and keeps using your specials very quick, or you can use the slow attrition method and use Captain America Infinity War as well as Archangel will work. You are still able to parry him, so no problem, parry and heavy, and also escape that SP2, and you are good for this phase. And once he is below 35%, he is going to go into that stone, and he will go up to an SP3, and he will also be stun immune. So you'll need champions that can do good intercepts. So you can use champions like Ghost that will work here. Also, if you use Avengers, first the class advantage is reversed, and secondly they will not lose more than 10% HP, or you will need to have an intercept that will give you a safeguard and you will not lose all of your health. So that is important. In this video's case, Karate Mike is using a Ghost with Hood, so he will not take any damage from the last phase. But remember, he will have Death Touch. If he just touches you or you miss an attack, he will just KO you in one hit only. So just be wary about that. And yeah, it's all about intercepting, getting that safeguard up and letting him throw his special and then retaliating back and killing him off. I hope you guys really enjoyed the video. I hope it was informative. It took me a lot of time to make it up, to get in the right information. Again, all of the info mentioned might not be all the info that is available, but this is all I had available with me. If you want more info, you can also check the description and the comments. I have different videos from different YouTubers that are linked in, so check them out. Also, I'm gonna leave an invite for a line group that is for Grandmasters Gauntlet, so you can go in and ask your questions. Some very knowledgeable people are there, and I want to thank each and every one of you for waiting it out, because I know this video is late, but this will help you for this quest when it becomes available again. And a big thank you for all the YouTubers who have allowed me to use their content for this guide. I haven't done it yet. I've planned it out. I'm just farming revives and pots, so I will be uploading that as well. And there will be also a separate video in which I will explain the team builder again, just the Excel sheet. So I will probably put it out by tomorrow. So I hope you find this helpful and it helps you clear this amazing content from Kabam with a lot of good rewards. And Make sure to slap that like button and also subscribe to the channel, turn on those post notifications. All of that really helps me out a lot and helps me grow the channel. And apart from that guys, I hope you all have an amazing day and I'll see you next time.